when you're actually there all the time, like in your fucking balls, man. Like, and you're feeling it, like, the only thing that can come out is the fucking truth, you know? If you're fully authentic and you're using your fucking divine power of your soul and your heart, like, that overpowers fucking everything. The fundamental engine of your communication comes from your heart. Recently, I've been going to like content creator meetup groups in Da Nang, and sometimes we sort of go around a circle and we share our thoughts and our insights and our knowledge. And I keep getting this comment of like, wow, like the way you speak is so good and you're so articulate and blah blah blah. It's like, like what training have you had or how did you get this way? And I was quite surprised because I feel like I guess for a really long time I've just been speaking to a camera and I haven't really spoken the way I speak to a camera to a big group. Like maybe sometimes like one on one to a friend or something, but never to a big group. So when I was like sort of like sending my shit in a big group, people were like, "Whoa, this is this," they were really impressed, which I was really happy. But then it got me thinking. It's like I don't know actually. I think I've just been doing this for such a long time that it's like the way I speak now, the way I think, and the way I articulate is just normal to me. Like I don't really think I'm trying to be good. I'm just doing the base minimum to communicate what I feel like is sitting on my heart. And I could say it's the 15 years I've been making content, or maybe, it's the voice training that I had through acting, or I do singing. But really, I think it's all of those things. But more importantly, it's me having actually done the real inner work over my life and really excavating my soul and bringing out my truth. That over time is going to develop a sense of yourself and a sense of your truth that like I think good communication, a lot of it is just it's just you're channeling your truth. You're channeling your heart and your soul like directly. There's no like trying to be eloquent or figure out the right words to say or overthink what you're trying to say. It's like you're actually not speaking from your mind, but the source is coming directly from your heart. And then maybe the mind obviously does its thing and puts the right words in like that you might need to learn to say it, but like the fundamental engine of your communication comes from your heart. But to get to that heart, it's like that takes time. It takes time to decondition all the bullshit you've accumulated in your life that's prevented you from speaking from your heart naturally. Because I think we all, as children, as infants, we are born into this world completely in our hearts, speaking our truths like constantly. It's only through our experiences and um disapproval that we start shutting that down and we talk more through this like conditioned voice, this ego and this head that we sort of start speaking through. But it's like if you really do the inner work to try and get back into your heart and like really feel it and tap into it as you speak, it's like it naturally flows out. And oftentimes you might not even know what you're gonna say or you're surprised at what's coming out of your mouth. But when you're actually there all the time, like your fucking balls, man. Like, and you're feeling it, like, the only thing that can come out is the fucking truth? And it's like, if you ask me, "How can I be like this?" It's like, I can't give you, like, a weekend course for you to attend or a gimmick for you to use, like a little hack or trick. It's like, no, this is just genuine inner fucking work over decades, like, of excavating your soul and being true to yourself. Like, that's the secret, if there is one. It's authenticity. Being able to really understand and feel yourself and to live through that. It's not a fake confidence. It's not a bravado. It's not a mask. Like I often meet a lot of, I guess, especially maybe younger people that's gone through shit and they sort of like try to do things to make themselves more confident or be better. And then a lot of times I talk to them, I can just feel it's like their confidence is purely coming from well, not purely, but mostly from a mask that they have crafted that they've learned maybe from a teacher. And it feels more like manipulation than genuine confidence and genuine self love actually from your heart. Like, because when you're really living from your heart and your balls, and you're existing, like beaming that out into the world, it's like you're naturally the most confident you could possibly ever be. There's no gimmicks or tricks or mental prompts that you have to use. You don't need affirmations. Like, you just literally need to feel into yourself. And it's like, I talk to these people, and it's like, if you're not very intuitive and you haven't done the inner work yourself, you might buy the mask that they're putting on. But like for those that really know, that's done the real work, you can just see like behind the mask of stoicism that they put on, it's just like quivering, scared, insecure child in the background, hoping that their shell is able to help them survive. I mean, yeah, survive, impress people, get them through the day, make people like you, get love, right? It's like all of these things they're using the shell for, when fundamentally, if you just use your heart, and I know that can be scary, but if you just use your heart, you can get all of those things like for real and in bigger doses that you could ever have imagined you could get through using the shell. Facing your fears, slaying your dragons, like being true to yourself. Like, that's really the only, in my opinion, way to truly get to your like absolute ultimate fucking potential. Oh, but also I would say like making content is like one of the best ways to practice your authenticity. Like, you're not just to get like fame and likes and shit like that. It's like if you treat content creation, like putting yourself out there as like, it's actually, in my opinion, one of like the best forms of like spiritual personal development, because you really see yourself. It's like one of the most direct mirrors that you can have, right? Because it's like you're putting yourself on camera, you're watching yourself, you're hearing yourself talk over and over again. Like, imagine doing that for a decade or two. It's like you really get to know yourself and all your little quirks and the little things that you kind of pick up on yourself, that you're like, oh, I'm only saying that, or I'm only doing that because I'm scared of X, Y, and Z. Like, you really get to know yourself. Like, that's why I wrote a little book. I called it camera therapy, but I renamed it to like content therapy, where like I genuinely feel it's like if you want to develop your authenticity and speak with more confidence and just be a genuinely more confident person in general, like make content. It's like one of the best spiritual shadow work tools and available. Like to really, because like how many people are scared of making content, putting themselves out there, getting judged, public speaking. Like public speaking is like the biggest fear above death, right? And it's like this, I feel like, is like very similar to it. Like it simulates that level of like public exposure and like vulnerable, authentic exposure that public speaking gives. Like I would say it's a little bit easier because I don't literally have like 1,000 people here that if I say something that triggers them, like they're gonna throw a fucking spear at me and pierce me through the lungs, right? But this translates so well to speaking with people, to public speaking. Like every time I make one of these videos where I'm just like riffing and I genuinely feel confident and I'm not scared speaking my mind and I'm not holding back at all. I'm holding back a little bit right now in case like I still get a bit self-conscious when I'm riffing too much, and like in case someone hears me and they think I'm weird or embarrassing. Like I still have that little inkling in my body. I can feel it. But like, as much as I can to freely express myself, like after that, if I talk to people, it's like I'm so much smoother. I'm so much more liberated. Like I don't need to go do some like vocal classes or speech classes or breath work or whatever. It's like I literally just need to speak my fucking truth.
I am a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. The more you do this, the more no, the more you know yourself, the more you're able to connect with people, the better you feel about yourself. Like, I mean, you just win. Like, authenticity wins 100 times out of 100. Yeah, I would say so. Like, if you're fully authentic and you're using your fucking divine power of your soul and your heart, like, that overpowers fucking everything. You just need to send your fucking truth into the world. Like, that's the 80/20, you know what I mean? Like, sure, you do these other things, like the marketing and, like, the editing and the framing of the camera. You hold a microphone so it doesn't sound fucking terrible. you do these little things, right? But if you focus on these little things as the 80 and your heart as the 20, you've got it backwards, man. You're fucking up the equation. And then it's like everyone starts buying into this like reversed equation and they invest in more gimmicks and equipment and like editing and like clickbait bullshit and manipulation, right? Thinking, oh, this is the way to win. Now realizing the more they buy into the bullshit, the more they deviate from their heart, the more they don't realize that they're actually misplacing their greatest weapon, which is inside of them. It's the magic inside of them. They're misplacing in favor of like gimmicks and technology. Not to say it's, technology is bad, but you know, if you don't find yourself while using it, you're gonna lose yourself to it. And it's a lot scary to develop your heart because you have to face a lot of shadows. You have to face a lot of feelings you don't want to feel. But that's the hero's path. That's the path of the warrior. Like that's courage, you know? You can be a coward and take the easier paths and use gimmicks and substitutions, but that will only get you so far. And I believe it won't actually get you to where you genuinely want to go. And if you don't realize that and you like like constantly like invest more and more into gimmicks, and it becomes harder to find your heart. It's sad because then it's like they're trying so hard to actually do things to go back into their hearts. They think the gimmicks and the technology and the manipulation is what they need to get the love that they're actually seeking from it, not realizing it's actually leading them further astray. And until they have that awareness of like maybe there's a different strategy of instead of just using my mind all the time to like manipulate and control, maybe if I actually felt into my balls, my vag, into my soul, and did what truly felt right, maybe that is even if that's scary, right? That's fucking terrifying. People think I'm weird or whatever. Even if that was the case, maybe in one lifetime, once upon a lifetime, I will try that just to see if it takes me anywhere. Because I trust you. And that one time, in that lifetime, that's when all your dreams will come true. And it won't be through gimmicks. It's gonna be through real magic. Rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to you, O Israel. If you have some extremely cool idea and you go up to your friend, your best friend or your partner or your parents, and you just want to explain it, like you don't think about, oh, am I being articulate enough? Am I fucking delivering this impactful speech to like inspire them and stuff like no, you're just like, hey, this is really cool and I want to share it. And that's it, like a child, you just share. And however you share it is perfectly the way it needs to be. It's really easy to be articulate and impactful when you're not ashamed of yourself, when you can actually speak from your heart and your soul. Like, that's the 80-20. That's the fundamental weapon and secret to good communication. If I had to answer that question. I would say you're actually channeling your heart, and you're letting your heart speak directly without any mental interference. And sometimes you don't even know what you're saying, but it's like, but you can do it, and you'll know it's the truth because there's no doubts. It's just pure flow.
Kingdom Hearts is light.